Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Mad Tinkerer Gaming with me, your host, the Mad Tinkerer. Now, here recently, I put another video out yesterday. I got some good feedback on some of the stuff that was going on there. I hope it was worthwhile for most people that do watch it. I might have only had one or two people comment, but they're positive, and I enjoy getting a little bit of feedback. If more people want to comment, please feel free to comment on anything that's in any of my information. And, don't mind good constructive criticism, or maybe you found something that you would think is better. Put it in the comments down below and let me know. I will always review those posts and come back with good ideas and thank yous most of the time. Now, I wanted to show you today because one of the guys that I was talking to last night said, why don't you do just a roster review? You've probably been playing a pretty long time, so let's throw this out here. So I wanted to show you. At this login 720 days, I have played for 710 days. So that's a pretty good chunk of time. Not quite 2 years, but we're working on it. I think it cuts off at 720. So I might be getting to that outside edge there. I don't know if there's anything else in here that I need to do. There might be like a, how much gold have you spent? Oh, no, that's not even on here anymore. I think I must have reached my limit on that. It's not going to show me. But anyway, I've been playing for 710 days out of 720. My Hulk is max starred, so I don't have to worry about that. I think he's max starred. I hope I spent money to max star him because he's one of my favorite characters. But anyway, I'm going to let you all see my roster, and y'all can give me comments on it. I'll talk about some of the characters. I won't go through it all because I think I've got everybody but 4 characters, and that's a rather extensive roster. Now, a lot of them aren't built up, and I must admit my roster is all over the place. But I'll go over the ones that I use predominantly and open them up, let you take a look at them. If there's something on any of these guys that you see that I'm missing, I know there's some things I'm missing because I don't have a lot of the T4 maxed out stuff, like all their passives maxed out, because I'm not really a true pay-to-play player. I can't afford just buying 100 T4 shards or whatever to boost them up. So anyway, we'll go ahead and click right here and go back over to my roster. Now, these the first 5 across my roster here are ones that I'm just kind of farming. The reason I'm farming Iron Fist is, well, I've not ever got him to 7 stars. That's partially because as far as defenders go, I kind of bypassed them, and I've never really sunk a lot into them. But now the Dark Dimension 3 is opened up, and the combination of defenders with the symbiote Spider-Man is available as a good running team in there. I'm going to try to pick those up relatively quickly. Captain Marvel, I know she's not farmable. But she's one that if I can find a way to get her, I'm always trying to level her up as much as I can in the midst of trying to level up guys for going into Dark Dimensions 3. Colossus is just a no-brainer. Best tank in the game. When you team him up with Phoenix, I have to farm for him. He's not ready to go into Dark Dimensions 3 because he's only 4 star. I haven't spent a lot of money on him. I probably should have, but there were so many other things that I've been pushing on. He's a character that now he has his own zone, his own node to farm in, so I can do that, not a problem. Shield Medic, the only reason I'm farming for her is because I need a 5th shield person to upgrade my Iron Man. I'm going back and trying to fill in the legendaries, so I'm starting back at the very beginning. My Iron Man's at 6 stars. I need a 7th star on him, especially since Power Armor is going to get a new revamp with Ironheart in there. It'll make it even better. And American Chavez for my Brawler team. Also, the Shield Medic and American Chavez are my hero and villain farm every day, so I don't have to worry about those. Now, with those said, those are not very impressive guys. I've not really beefed up American Chavez. This is where the bulk of my stuff comes in. I went ahead and I lined this up by gear tier for you so you can see where they're at as far as gear goes. I've only got 2 so far at gear tier 14. My Phoenix, who everybody knows is an amazing character. Like I said, if I could, I would go ahead here and boost them up, but these materials right here are just, they're nearly impossible for me to get enough of them fast enough. There's a block there. I would gladly do all of hers maxed out if I could. She's a powerhouse. She's not the best in raids where you're trying to 3-star an event. Um, I know that, but in a raid where you're just trying to kill stuff, I mean, you can't really beat her. It's hard to keep the basic Phoenix alive, but once she goes Dark Phoenix, she's going to get you a lot of damage in. So that's one reason I went ahead and chose to do her. She's one of my global assets, so I'm thinking that she'll be pretty good for me. I have my Scientist Supreme, tier 14. She's a global asset as well, so I'll be pairing her up with Phoenix as soon as I can get the chance to get them in there. I only have Field Trials and Mad Science maxed out on her. I don't even know if you need Mad Science maxed out, but I went ahead and did it just because I like the AIM team, and it seems she does pretty well with that. I was just looking through, I was like, I'll sync this one and this one. It's probably one that I regret a little bit. I don't think you really need it, but Field Trials seems to be a pretty big one. You're going to flip 4 negative effects per your allies, so that's one that is an essential one, I feel like. This one, not so much. So that's my Scientist Supreme. She's 6 stars, only 3 red stars on her. My Rocket Raccoon. Ooh, 6-star Rocket Raccoon. Plopped up everything I could on him. The only thing that's really worth anything right here is this maximum damage. The rocket rifle does a lot of damage when it spreads it around. I don't think I probably needed Expert Tinker. I really don't think I did, but back when Rocket Raccoon came out, I didn't really know much better. I just stuck everything on him because he's like, this guy's damaging everything. So this is probably one of those that I would have just kept at a level 4. However, it's on him now, so I can't take it off. Magneto. Now this guy is my tier 13 6 red star Magneto. I don't have a 7 red star yet. I'm kind of stuck like a casino, never getting one. I've upgraded the Brotherhood of Mutants, and I did the Polarized Beam simply because it removes all positive effects from whoever it hits. It's an unavoidable attack. It takes away everything. It's great to use against these tanks that are annoying the hell out of you so that you can hit your real target. It also does Disrupted for 2 turns on something, so like when you're fighting in arenas and you're going up against like a Phoenix Ultron team, hit Ultron with it, and then he can't go invisible when Phoenix does her special. So you can keep targeting him and pounding away on the Ultrons or whoever you feel is the most important character to take care of first before you start beating on the Phoenix. He is one that, if I could, I would try to get him to tier 14 to run, but I only got one. It is his special, so I mean that's good. The rest of it's just fodder that takes like a whole lot of pieces. You know, when it takes 30 times 5, 150 pieces a pop. It's the grind is what's getting me. The grind is getting me pretty bad on some of these. The next one I've got up here is Star-Lord. He's a 6-star Star-Lord. The Elemental Gun, I don't think I really needed that one. The Improvisation, definitely. Generating 1 to 2 ability energy for adjacent allies is well worth it. Guardian allies are gaining 30% damage. Guardian allies gain 20% speed. This is huge. Chance to generate 1 to 2 ability energy for adjacent allies, plus generate 1 to 2 ability energy for Guardian allies. So, I mean, you put him close to Rocket Raccoon, and every turn he's going off. I have a 6 red star Juggernaut. So, as you can tell, my Brotherhood team, being the globals they are ones that I'm kind of trying to focus on to see if I can get them to go. Predominantly like Magneto, Sabretooth. I'll probably end up having to go with like Juggernaut, Sabretooth, Phoenix, Scientist Supreme, and I will at that point just go ahead and boost up the Shield Trooper because he doesn't require anything special. He just requires a lot of the basics to get to tier 14. My Sabretooth, I'm only the 1 special away, but you know, that's what, 17 superior molecular claws I need to get him to tier 14. Thanos. This is the one guy that's big. I want to get him to tier 14, especially with this new Thanos rework that's coming, the new Black Hand build. Having him at 14 would be amazing for a Cosmic as well. I mean, he's up there. Mystique, of course, tier 13. She's only level 70, so I can't get her up to tier 14 right now. All these other guys, I've already sunk money into getting them to level 75. You know, you're looking at from 70 to 75 is 2 million apiece. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26 million I've spent since we were able to go to level 75, just on the characters, not on the gear. My Deadpool is relatively close. I could use him. He's a mutant. He's also global. Pretty quick to get him in there. I have the capability of putting his together, so let me go ahead and craft that. It's crafted. I don't have to worry about it now. I just have to get him to 75, so figure about another 1.4 million or something to get him there. Groot, of course, excellent character. I need to upgrade the I Am Groot here. I have not. I need to. I understand that. Same as back here right now with Mr. Sinister. I do have Mutant Geneticist at level 5. I did that because of its focus for self and Marauder allies, health for self and Marauder allies, war defense 10% math health for Marauders, and you get to apply regeneration to the 2 most injured mutant allies. The regeneration to the 2 most injured mutant allies is why I chose this one, because a lot of the times I'm running him with Magneto, with Phoenix, other mutants. So, I mean, he helps out a lot just in basic other mutants. You could even put him in with Cyclops and Phoenix and Colossus, and he's going to heal them. So it's really good. The next one I want to put into him is this one right here, the clone, because he's a game changer and his clones are game changers. I don't know why I picked Psionic Beam. I'm pretty sure this was a oops, I didn't mean to click this one, but I did. Attack primary target for 300% damage plus 50% damage per non-clone Marauder ally. You get to gain an assist from a random clone ally, and get an assist from random Marauder ally. So, I mean, it's a good attack. It's going to get you 2 extra hits on somebody from your other Marauders and clone guys. So, I mean, maybe that's why I picked it. I thought the extra attacks were going to be useful. And they are. I mean, don't get me wrong. They are very useful. When you hit somebody with this, it's ridiculously good. The gene therapy, giving the extra heals, I mean, it's pretty good. So this right here, that's why I like to team him up with Mystique, which he's needed anyway. I mean, you're going to run her with him, her and Sabretooth and Strife. But when I have Mystique out on the field, I like to have Magneto, because Mystique then, whenever she hits something, instead of just copying an effect, she copies all those effects. So if you have Magneto there, Mystique copies all of those effects, and then he just spreads all of those effects to all the mutants. Okay. But Mr. Sinister is one of my favorite characters at this point. I love him. And then I've been working on Shuri. She's a global, has all those super defense ups. I haven't ever thought about how to 6664, how to upgrade any of that higher than that. I don't know if there's a way to really make any of these better than what they are, other than maybe the instant upgrade. But it really only works with extra Wakandan, so I don't know if you need to take it up more than that. If anybody knows whether it's better to do that, let me know. I haven't really used Shuri too much. I know that she's good in U7, so that's one reason I brought her up. And I'm hoping to get her to T14 so that she's up out in Dark Dimension 3. Now this guy's one that I wanted to go to tier 14 quickly, but he requires so many materials, it's nearly impossible for me to get there. I mean, it takes 3 of these, which means you need 3 of these, which means you need 15 and 6. getting 15 of these superior tachyon conductors is just, it's rough. And then you're going to need 3 of these, and getting 15 superior nanites has been rough on my server, I guess. And you need that for like every piece of his gear. So it's one of those nearly impossible things for me to do. He's a sink, and now I'm sure he's one of the best characters to sink into. So as soon as I can get him up there and get him going, that's fine. But for right now, he's also one of the guys where I'm wanting to get this Ultron Prime up. I'm wanting to do the Purge system up. I mean, literally, I could 7-7-7-5 his roster and not bat an eye at it. It's like the Phoenix. It's probably the same if you have Black Bolt, which I don't have Black Bolt yet. But I have the means to get him now, so as soon as he rolls back around, I will be getting my Black Bolt, which I'm looking forward to. My Vision, he's at tier 13, but I have not taken him up to level 75 yet. I've only maximized this heavy hitter because you get to do extra damage on additional attacks, chain up to 2 additional targets. It does the bleed against each tech enemy that you hit, and there are a lot of tech enemies out there. You could have probably stopped this at 6, but I went ahead and pumped it up 1 just to get a little bit of extra damage in it, because if I'm using it to attack tech guys, why not? Here's where I like these guys. Now, this one right here, I will admit, it was a oops. I was actually going to click on mass phlebotomy, but my son was in here playing with me and click this one. This is not one that I'm going to advise. I don't believe anybody truthfully needs anything other than 6664 on her, but I'm slowly putting things into her because just a little bit of extra damage never hurts, and I use her on like everything. I don't believe bioweapon was needed. I was going to click mass phlebotomy. I know it's just an extra 1,000 health, but you know, at this stage in the game, everything counts. When you're in the higher levels, now I don't suggest doing it. I think you could have just done 6, 6, 6, and 4, but I went ahead with this Creed nanotech. Because the speed, it is useful. And at the time, I'm thinking speed thinks everything. So I'm like, when I first got her, I'm like, I'm just going to sink everything into her because she was such a big character at the time. And I had a lot at the time. So I just went plop, 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 plop. And in hindsight, you can really just 6, 6, 6, 4 Minerva. There's no need to put 7s or 5s into her. There's not really a need to. So when you're looking at my Minerva, please don't take the abilities over here, as that's something you should probably do. Probably shouldn't. Save those for other more important characters like Phoenix and Ultron. Hela, here we go. I have my Goddess of Goddess of Death already maxed out. I think that's super good for the Asgardians and the war defense and all that stuff. I believe that's a need. I'm not sure. I believe Command Undead is another one that I would like to get up here because you will apply Disrupted for 2 turns. And I think that is going to be crucial because a lot of times when I don't have this one leveled up, it puts the Disrupted on it, but before I can come around and spread the Disrupted, it's gone. So I think I need this one to hit level 7. This is probably my next big purchase because Hela Vision doesn't work without Disrupted on stuff. Now, Nick Fury, I got him to tier 13 just because I had the stuff to do it and because he's always been an amazing character. I need to really upgrade some of his stuff pretty badly. I believe the rally reinforcements and Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. are 2 that are definitely recommended to go up to 7 and 5. Like I said though, just lack of juice. I have this massive roster here and I have no juice. As you can see right here, my gold is very limited right now. I'm sinking stuff into teams just to try and get them to where I can you know, make big runs. And right here's where you're going to notice my roster is going to start taking the dive. Punisher's my only level 12, and I'm moving him up through the ranks. If you look through here, Gamora's 11, 11s, Loki's are 11s, Captain America's 11, Quake is 11, but Punisher, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Luke Cage are my people I need to work on. They're the next 4 that I need to really try to bring up. The others up here I can pretty much mix and match. I'll have enough between them to do DD3 when I start filling in stuff. Cosmic, Globals, but these are the city ones. When you look at it, that's going to be my city build right here. Punisher, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. I will probably end up dropping Daredevil for the Spider-Man, the symbiote Spider-Man, as soon as I get a chance to. Right now, Pyro is my weakest Brotherhood guy. Crossbones, I pumped him up really big when he first came out, and he's just been sitting there. Like, he's one of those big blow-up guys, same as Quake. They've just been sitting there at like tier 11. I've not really tried to push them up any higher than that. I got them up to 70s and tier 11s, and they've just been kind of sitting there. So that's how it goes. And Thor, Heimdall, Loki, they're all mid-range characters for me. If you look down through my roster, I don't know if I need to go into more depth on it. You know, my Iron Man's close. If we went in by star rank, you know, you'd see that a lot of the stuff I've got. I mean, I'll shift this over here for you so you can see the star rank and star rank progress. Now you're going to start seeing stuff where it's like, oh wow, all these guys need to be updated. So star rank progress. Everything through here. This is where you're noticing, at my point in my roster, things are being held up because of need of gold. Just absolute need of gold. And it's the bond. It's that mid-level bond that everybody's getting hit with. So you've got Namor and The Thing, Bullseye, Scarlet Witch, Human Torch. Some of these guys I can take all the way up to 7 stars without even batting an eye at it. I just don't have the gold for it, or they've been sitting on it. I just haven't felt like they're worth me spending the gold on. And Hydra and AIM are in there. Then you're getting down into here, and you know it's a crazy roster type build. But we'll go back to the gear tier. So, like I'm saying, I've got Yondu up here. I never took him up to 70. He fell from grace, but I mean, he's still a really good character in my opinion. My Hulk is 7-starred out. My Wolverine 7-starred out. I've got a Cyclops, it's a 6-star. Kingpin here, he can be thrown in with a lot of different teams. My Mordu, Venom. You know, I've got a lot of 7-star characters, and just, you know, my teams are kind of scattered all over the place. My Invisible Woman is only level 64. She's one that's probably a key one I need to work on. She's tier 9. I do have her. I've not really forced her up too high. I got Namor and The Thing early on, so I pumped them up. If you went up here, sorry, they'll be down below now. My Human Torch is only a 4-star. I can take him up to 6. My Mr. Fantastic is the weak one. Actually, I'm going to pull him up there so that I can start farming him. I know he has his own node, so I'll add him to my favorites. Other than that, that's my generic roster. I mean, I've got a lot of things that I can do. If there's anything anybody suggests that, hey, you need to try to push this more, let me know. But I think as far as just my overall roster, you've seen the big guns I'm carrying into play. I need to upgrade my Sif quite a bit. But the other ones that I haven't really worked on, Inhumans. Inhumans are the big thing. They're going to be the next big need. But I do have enough of my Asgardians to get Black Bolt next round, and I've got 4 red stars on him. So he'll be a 5-star, 4 red star. That'll be good. So with the upcoming events for Thanos coming into play, I have a 7-star Quake, a 6-star Miss Marvel that I could take to 7 stars. I have a Crystal that can become 5 stars. My Black Bolt will be 5 stars. So my needs are Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is what I need, and she's not farmable yet. There's no way to get her. This might be the one character that I would focus on trying to purchase. If I get extra money and I see an offer for her, that's what I'm going to do. Now, the Inhumans are supposed to be dropping into stores, so I'm praying she gets an easy store, not like the War store where you're having to sink all the stuff into gear. Something maybe like Arena would be great, or the Blitz store would be nice. But we'll see. But Yo-Yo is going to be the key. Getting her to where I can get her at 5 stars is going to make a world of difference for this team, and will hopefully be able to let me get the Black Hand, which will be coming out in the next 2 releases, the next 2 patches as far as what was put up on the blog. So that right there is, in essence, my roster. I only have 4 locked characters. The Red Skull's not out yet, but he should be coming soon. I'm not really super interested in the Blob because from the video footage that I had seen with the Toad and the Blob, I don't think it made my Brotherhood better, or I don't think it made the Brotherhood look better. Black Bolt is one of the gets. Ironheart's been put on delay, so Red Skull will be a predominant. I need to find it. And other than that, I mean, I think I have everything pretty well in hand. And if there's something you see that you think I should try to work on, please put it down in the comments below. That was my beautiful wife, by the way. Sorry, I was in the middle of my rant, so I didn't get to say, hey, that's my wife. There she is. She's pretty. She loves me for some odd reason. I don't know why. But anyway, if you see something that I need to change or throw up, or hey, put this on this character, put it down in the comments. I'll make notes, and as soon as I can make some adjustments to some of these characters, I will. Because like everybody else, there are things that I miss. There are things that will make a character better. And like always, constructive criticism is appreciated. Advice is appreciated. I always like to upgrade my rosters as best I can. And give me a thumbs up if you like this roster review. I've been playing a long time. It might be a pretty poor roster. It might be a really great roster. I'm not sure yet. I guess I'll take the hints from your all's comments down below, whether it's good or not. And you know, I don't know what else to say. I hope the roster stands up to a 710-day roster. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button. Click the notification icon over there, the little bell icon, so you know when I post up another video. And right now, the best way you can support me is to share these videos with your friends, with your alliances. Get me some more subscribers in here. Let me get more feedback. Thank you. We'll see you later. Bye.